My That's my only son, and I'm gonna miss it.
Grandma.
Everyone has multiple Ring cameras. His friends, they live here too. He's always lurking around, prowling around. You put a Ring camera on a vacant apartment watching him. That's like obsession. That's a problem. And I feel like the law should have protected him, and they failed him multiple times.
He always wanted us to be okay. He made sure that we had what we needed. He made sure that if it was in his will, he would make sure that his family was taken care of, from the oldest to the youngest. We, the family of Carlos Collins, asking you, Marcus Johnson, turn yourself in, please. Turn yourself in.
Why would you take my uncle?
You love your uncle.
Tell him about your uncle. Tell him how you feel about your uncle.
I'm sad. I want him back.
Carlos Collins, 25, and Marcus Johnson, 33, were romantically involved. Collins was shot and killed by a man who would not acknowledge that their relationship was finished. Collins obtained many restraining orders against Johnson as he started to harass him and showed no signs of accepting the split, but Marcus persisted in following him until he killed him. Before we begin this video, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and friends who were severely affected by this horrible crime. We would also like to send condolences to Carlos's family and friends. Today's case takes us to Yazoo City. Yazoo City is a city located in Yazoo County, Mississippi. The city has a population of around 11,000 residents. It is situated in central Mississippi, approximately 40 miles north of Jackson, the state capital. The city is located near the Yazoo River, a tributary of the Mississippi River, which has historically played a significant role in the city's economy and transportation. Carlos Deshaun Collins was born on June 21, 1998, in Yazoo City, Mississippi. He graduated from Yazoo High School and later attended Alcorn State University to study nursing.
When he graduated high school, he wanted to go follow in my footsteps. I am an LPN of 18 years, and he was involved in my nursing. He went with me for community services, and he grew in nursing, and I always told him, go and be better than me, and he did.
Carlos Collins enjoyed his career, loved his family, and was content with what he was doing. This was also evident in his profession as a nurse, where he was adored by his patients and coworkers. He was characterized as a caring and gentle individual who would go to any length to protect those he cared about. However, all of that enjoyment would soon come to an end. Collins went to a nightclub in 2022 to have a drink when he drew the attention of Marcus Johnson, 33. They were together for a year but split up shortly after. Following the separation, Carlos saw Marcus' unusual conduct, which eventually turned catastrophic. This is some background information about Marcus Johnson. Marcus's shoplifting record dates back to 2009. He was found guilty of shoplifting and fined $120, but he never paid it. He became a member of the Jackson Police Department in 2013. He was only employed for 8 months before having to resign due to an arrest for reckless driving, speeding, and driving without insurance in Ridgeville. Then, rather than being fired, he chose to resign. He took a few things with him when he left the JPD, one of which was a ticket book where tickets are written. He also made off with one of the police radios. Following that, he began acting like he was still a police officer even though he had left the department and began using the things he had stolen from the police facility. He would create fictitious tickets and beg for help to get that individual removed. In a different incident that happened in 2014 at the Palisades Apartments close to Jackson State University, Johnson was taken into custody and accused of posing as an officer. Johnson sent a female student a fictitious citation. Johnson allegedly subsequently made an attempt to hook up with the victim in an attempt to cancel the ticket. when they discovered he had an old ticket book and a stolen JPD radio. In the event, Johnson also utilized the badge number of an active officer. Unfortunately, once Carlos and Marcus's relationship soured, Collins had to file many restraining orders against Marcus. We would only guess that the restraining order was issued this year, though we are unsure of the exact date. Carlos Collins discovered air tags on both his and his friend's cars months after their split. In order to keep an eye on Carlos, he installed trackers on Collins' property and installed a Ring camera in an empty apartment. In one instance, when the 25-year-old woke up, Marcus was watching and standing over him. Carlos repeatedly asked for his apartment's locks to be changed during that period. He also discussed enrolling in a self-defense course with a family pastor. Collins went to a neighborhood bar on April 6th to celebrate a family member's birthday, but Marcus was sitting right behind them, so they were interrupted. He didn't want anyone else to be with him but himself because he was aware of his obsession. Carlos was either going to be with him and no one else. Unfortunately, on April 9th, Marcus arrived at Carlos' apartment with a rifle and an axe. According to reports, cameras are installed inside Collins' apartment. He then shot Carlos 7 times, used an axe on him 30 times, and stabbed him. After the horrific attack, he left. Carlos Collins was declared dead at the scene by the time police arrived. Marcus was eventually arrested and charged with murder.
Marcus Johnson, the man charged with the murder of Carlos Collins, is now in custody at the Jackson Police Department. 12 News' Tia McKenzie joins us now with the details on how it all unfolded. Tia?
That's right, Byron. The slaying of 25-year-old Carlos Collins left his family in pieces. Tonight, the accused killer is in custody. 33-year-old Marcus Johnson is now in the custody of the Jackson Police Department. Warren County Sheriff Martin Pace tells us Johnson led police on a chase after a deputy spotted the black Honda Accord Johnson was reportedly driving. Johnson was wanted for the murder of Carlos Collins that happened at the Tapestry Apartments in Jackson on Tuesday.
I think anytime you have a major crime such as this, cooperation among agencies is vitally important to protect the public, and that's what was evidenced yesterday.
The chase started on Interstate 20 in Mississippi. Pace says the pursuit lasted about 35 minutes before Johnson was captured 25 miles outside of Monroe, Louisiana on Wednesday.
They attempted to initiate a stop on the vehicle. He did not stop. Instead, he accelerated to a higher speed and crossed over into Louisiana. This continued through Madison Parish, past the town of Tallulah. Richland Parish sheriff's officers were able to deflate the tires on the suspect's vehicle. He rolled to a stop and at that point was taken into custody without incident.
Sheriff Pace says no one was injured during the pursuit.
No one was injured. No vehicles were damaged. It all ended very well. One of our concerns was the traffic as we began approaching the city of Monroe, which is a much larger city. Obviously, we had concerns of the suspect's actions.
Johnson worked for the Jackson Police Department for 8 months in 2013. He was separated from JPD pending disciplinary actions, leading to his immediate termination. Johnson resigned just before his termination. Johnson's initial appearance in court is likely to be tomorrow. We'll keep you up to date on air and online as we learn more. Tia McKenzie, 12 News.
Carlos Collins did everything he could to defend himself. It is unfortunate that all of his efforts were in vain. He was young and doing what he loved. He inspired many, yet his life ended far too soon. May his soul rest peacefully. If you would like to stay updated with this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the following video.